All praises, honor, and glory be to the Most High God Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Shalom, family. This is your brother Prince Malachi, sons of Jacob Tulsa. We back with a quick exhortation. And we in the book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 3. It says, an evil nurtured man is the dishonor of his father that begot him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss. So this is going in on your conduct, the way you behave, right? It can be a dishonor to your parents. And we all know the law commands us to honor your father and mother, right? So let's go into this. Here we got the online etymology dictionary. It's a good source in my opinion. It helps you just get to the true meanings of words and how they were used throughout history, so you can develop a better understanding on the definition of these words. So you type in evil nurtured, it don't really come up, but you can take evil, you can take nurtured. And I'm gonna just tell you what it's going into. It's going into your conduct. Evil. Now, it says bad, vicious, ill, wicked. Hold on, this ain't the one I wanted. You can see it from here. Evil. Now, conduct contrary to standards of morals or righteousness. So basically, when you, let's get nurtured, right? So remember, evil was going into conduct that's contrary to morals of standards or righteousness. Nurture. I'm making a point here. Watch this. Nurture. Upbringing, the act or responsibility of rearing a child, right? To bring up, rear a child. Now, basically, to give you the sense, if you put it together, the evil nurtured man is somebody who conducts themselves in a way that's contrary to being raised right. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, let's get it because it showed me something good when I looked it on nurtured. Come on, man. Nurtured. Evil nurtured meaning. It says evil nurture refers to the idea that evil behaviors or tendencies are not innate or predetermined, but rather are developed and reinforced through upbringing, environment, and learned experiences. So the point here is a lot of people, most people, are influenced by their upbringing, their surroundings, their peers, factors such as that. And these things affect your behavior. But when you in this truth, you are commanded to behave a certain way. You are no longer allowed to let outside factors determine your behaviors, your attitudes, your outlooks on life, right? God told us to be, to observe these commandments, to walk in wisdom. We supposed to be the light of the world. We supposed to be impacting the society. We supposed to be influencing the society. The society is not supposed to be influencing us. The captain's going to this all the time. You supposed to be rubbing off on others more than they rubbing off on you. When they come to behavior. More specifically, people that's not in the truth. You're supposed to be pulling them more than they pulling you. You're supposed to be pulling them towards righteousness. They're not supposed to be pulling you towards worldly behaviors. It's certain behaviors we learn growing up in this world, like something that's popular in my generation is you're not supposed to you're not supposed to fall in love with women. It's a foolish thing to love women, and something else that's trending. Women like to be promiscuous these days, and it's popularized, and it's fantasized, and it's glorified to be a promiscuous woman in this day and age. I'm 25. People my age know what I'm talking about. It's glorified to be a promiscuous woman in this day and age. It's glorified for a young man to be a killer in this day and age. It's glorified for a young man to be a criminal in this day and age. And to hate his brother. And to be a backstabber. whatever the case may be. It's glorified. But these are things we was taught by the world. This is not what we was taught by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. We supposed to be walking in the spirit that Yahweh gave us, regardless of what's going on in the world around us. You see what I'm saying? That's what it means to be, that's the opposite of being an evil nurtured man. That's the opposite of being a foolish daughter. This is how we honor our parents. We don't honor our parents by doing what Glorilla say on her songs. We don't honor our parents by doing what NBA Youngboy says on his songs. We don't honor our parents by doing what we see celebrities doing. The enemy gave us these people to be so-called icons and leaders that we look to for a reason. They glorify these kind of people of our nation for a reason. Because they want you to see what the success that they achieve, their so-called success, and they want you to, let me rephrase that. They want you to see the behaviors that they are showing, and they want you to associate that with success. So they take people who behave like whores. They take young men who behave like savages and wild animals, and they give them money, they give them status and fame. So that way, when you see them and what they do, you put two and two together. Okay, if I do that, then I look like money too. Then I'll be successful too. You see what I'm saying? It's a mind trick. We've been deceived. You being evil nurtured. Let's get back to the scriptures. Stop. Let me read this one more time though for y'all palate. Sirach 22:3. An evil nurtured man is the dishonor of his father that begot him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss. So if you sitting up there moving like the world teaches you to move, you evil nurtured. You've learned bad behaviors. You're carrying yourself in a way that's against God. And this is a dishonor to your parents and the Heavenly Father. But let me get this. Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. So foolishness is exalted in these days. Foolishness is treated like something that's wise. The Most High don't like this, man. The Most High is not for this, man. In the prophets. So y'all bear with me. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. The Most High is not for this, man. The Most High told you to walk in love. The world tells you to walk in hatred. But you sit up there and walk in hatred and you think that's wise or that's smart or that's what you got to do to get success. That might be what you got to do to get success in this world, but that's not how you obtain favor with the Most High. That will get you destroyed, man. Being promiscuous is not a good thing. I don't care how pretty these women look or how they decorated or how Esau give them money and they buying different color wigs and they got on chains and they saying they little raps and these catchy catchphrases and none of that matters. All of it is foolishness. And if you think that's good, you are going to be destroyed. You are one of those people who call evil good and good evil. You know what's a good thing? Women dressing modestly. Do your thing, have your style and your fashion, and have some salt. That's beautiful, that's amazing. But don't dress revealing. That's not our culture. That's something we learn from the other nations. That's something we learn from the other nations. It's this book called The History of the Jews we've been reading. It's called The History of the Jews by Paul Johnson, I believe. And if you look at the history of our people, we always had a culture that was extremely set apart from all the other nations on the earth. One of the main things that the other nations noted about us, one of the main things that the other nations took note of about us is that how we were so kind to each other. We're the kindest people on earth. We had laws of kindliness. We show love one to another. And the other nations just couldn't understand that because, like Yahushua said, amongst the other nations, the people who are mighty bear rule. Meaning if you bigger, stronger, faster, if you got the most military might, if you're the most powerful or whatever way, you see what I'm saying? This is who's going to bear rule over those nations. But he said, among you, it shall not be so. But whosoever shall be the greatest in the kingdom, what did he say? Let him be the servant of all. That's what he said, roughly paraphrased. It's about loving your neighbor. It's not about being the biggest, baddest, ugliest dude and the nigga who can beat up everybody and you got the biggest guns and you'll come slide on the ops. But this is what the world glorifies. This is what the world think it's about. That's calling evil good. That's not who we are. That's not what God called us to be. But what's going on is we getting influenced by the world, which you don't know. All of these ideas come from pagan nations. We didn't operate like that. We stood up for what was right. We stood up for what was right. That's what we prioritized. We wanted to be of service to our nation and of service to our people. We helped each other. We loved each other. We built each other up. We blessed each other. We gotta change. We gotta come out of this, man. The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Part of that living sacrifice is you letting go of these benefits that you receive by serving Satan. Because they're temporary anyway. They're fleeting and it's going to lead to your destruction anyway. You have to make yourself holy, which is a difficult process that requires discipline, but it's the sacrifice you must make. That's your reasonable service, because Hamashiach, who never did any sin, he laid down his life for you. So that's the least you could do. That's your reasonable service. So look, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. I'm gonna read that again. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. What are you being renewed to? That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Your mind has to be conformed to the will of God. Get the classic, man. You know, some people knew, they might not know what the will of God is according to the Bible. The book of Psalms chapter 40 and 8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. God's law is his will. It's God's will for us to walk after his law, statutes, and commandments. And it would be for our good. It would be for our good. Following after the world is not for our good. That's why when you follow after these things, you're not going to have no success and no prosperity in it. You're going to find cursing, vexations, and rebuke. Right? Let these things go. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. But I'm about to jump off. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. This been your brother Prince Malachi, sons of Jacob Tulsa. Man, dog, by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua, Shalom.